Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into the DIVA of the World point farming event with 3 teams for you guys, and big shout out to Papi with the auto strat to take down this particular event, to basically get all of the glow sticks that you guys need to actually get your Chopper Man rewards. Now, as per month, we get one of these point farming events, and the rewards are very, very good. So I would highly recommend getting the 50 gems, the keys, all of this good stuff, the red tickets, all of this stuff. So make sure you guys are farming up. If you guys are struggling or you can't be bothered with the 40 stamina event, because obviously, like, you do need to bring these point boosted units, you can just run the auto farm on the 20 stamina. I'll leave a link to Papi's video and his channel in the comment section below. Make sure to go support the homie. Absolute goat of a person. So please make sure to go hit him with a sub. But as you guys can see here, Shanks and Van Beckman, Lucky Roo, they're the boosted units, the batch, and then Uta's batch. Now, if you guys have Uta's batch and Uta and Chopper, you're going to be in for a good time, even if you didn't summon for Shanks, because like these characters just do it very, very nicely. Shiki gives a 75% chance drop, as well as Uta giving a chance, 75% chance as well. Chopper gives 1, Uta gives 2, and then obviously the batch for Shanks and Ben Beckman and Lucky Roo, they give a lot of drops as well. So you probably want to bring like a friend Captain Shanks just to maximize the 3 extra drops. And then from there down, you've got the 50% chance with like the One Piece Day units, the film units that got level and break expansions, and then obviously just all the characters that are from movies or did come with Uta's batch. So, like I said, in today's video, I do have 3 teams for you guys. The first team utilizes none of the new batch after the auto team. None of the new batch, which is great. The second team uses none of the new batch and doesn't use Uta. If you have Uta, like I said, Uta's going to make this nice and easy. And then the final team is the big old Wayland team, just because, like, I got to give Shanks as much showtime as possible. It's mainly Copium, but unfortunately, the man got shafted. So we're going to get him some screen time. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to belt the like button. If you're new to the channel, you haven't done so already, hit that big red subscribe button. With that said, let's dive in to the DIVA of the World 40 stamina point farming event. Alright, so we're going to start off with the auto team at the 20 stamina event for DIVA of the World Prelude. Now, this 20 stamina event, huge shout out to the homie Captain Papi for the auto strat. He's basically the innovator of this, so I'm going to give him credit for it. Basically what you do is, like I said, you just pick a team that has a whole bunch of boosters. As you can see here, this is probably the most boosted team that you can put together that doesn't involve the new batch. And then basically you just dive in and hit auto. Uta makes it very easy. She partners up with Shanks very, very well. And if you actually use the free-to-play Luffy, you can actually get the super tandem of Shanks as well, because you have an Uta and you have a Luffy on the team. Now, the team you actually see right here is the same team that I actually use for the 40 stamina event. So, if you guys actually want to play the game, or you have the time, and you don't want to just click auto, go do your dinner, go do your lunch, go do whatever you guys need to do, you can actually use this exact same team for the 40 stamina event, which I'll show you in the next part of the video. But it works very, very nicely. This point farming event was not challenging at all, mainly because Uta was actually boosted as well, and a lot of people threw their gems at Uta's banner, and rightfully so. She's a fantastic legend, top 5 in my opinion, as well as being a very, very good character overall, and her banner being very, very good. So, I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. I do apologize about this in the video, but it's the auto strat, so I don't really have to basically say too much. You just go in and you hit auto. As you guys saw on stage 3, you get despaired or you get paralyzed. That's going to happen in the 40 stamina as well. And then on the 4th stage against Bruno and Kobe, you get a full board of unfavorable orbs, and your top row gets blinded. And then on the final stage against Uta, she doesn't let you use an orb boost. So be mindful of that when you are doing the 40 stamina event. You can't bring an orb booster on that final stage, otherwise she will wipe away all your positive buffs. She also gives you chain coefficient reduction, and she also gives you the attack down if you're below a certain chain threshold as well. So obviously, like, that's sort of made for Ben Beckman. But Gordon, he doesn't do anything after turn 1, so that makes it very, very nice. And Uta will also put up like damage reduction and threshold, which obviously the double Shanks combination gets around very nicely. However, the new Brook is just an absolute god. Like, he's so good for this particular piece of content. Mainly because he can remove all those defensive effects. You could bring, I think Karina is another unit that's boosted that could do the same thing on the list. But other than that, there's not too many units that can kind of do what Brook does for that particular purpose. But like, as you can see there, the auto strat, it basically just takes 1 turn extra on the final stage. But other than that, big shout out to Papi. It works like a dream. Hopefully it helps you guys out to get those Chopper Man missions done and get all those juicy, juicy rewards. Let's move on to the 40 stamina event now. Alright, so as I mentioned, the team is literally identical. That's the team. Those are the supports. The notable supports here are Neko on Chopper, as well as Ace on our Luffy. Now, if you guys are missing Chopper, because I do think a lot of people summoned for Uta and didn't summon for Chopper, you could easily replace Chopper with Iron. Iron will work very, very nicely here. She can actually remove Bind with her special, which works very, very nicely. Or you can bring another character that can do something that has a support to remove 2 turns of Bind. I chose Chopper, obviously, because Chopper gives an extra drop, and like Chopper works just exceptionally well. Chopper can also remove Bind and Despair, and he's actually going to be our Despair remover on this particular stage against Gordon. Sorry, Iron works great because Iron has double special, and with the Whitey base support, you can remove the Despair and then you can remove the Bind. For this particular stage against Gordon. Now, I totally forgot, but you actually want to drop Uta's special there. If you drop Uta's special there, you're going to have 3 stages of an attack and an orb boost, and it just works very, very nicely. Make sure to use it before you enter the final stage, so you just start, like, racking up the higher damage. But as you guys will see here, once you hit stage 4 against Kobe and Bluno, they're going to special lock you, so you can't, like, get your special cooldowns naturally. You get a full board unfavorable orbs, and they basically have immunity to everything that's not Shanks' new debuff that just changes the color. So there's that. We're going to use Shiki on this particular stage. Shiki's great here because Shiki can give us a full board of recovery orbs. He also makes those orbs matching, and it basically just allows his orb boost mechanic to be very, very powerful. The orb boost is for int, dex, and strength units. However, as long as you use Uta first, you're going to have Utas. And just remember, Uta boosts cerebral and striker characters. So depending on how you want to rock that, like, you could, like, save Uta until after you use Shiki, just so you get the higher, orb boost for, like, more attack. But like I said, you really want to drop Uta on stage 3, and that way your strikers and your cerebral characters are hitting very, very hard. Remember, Shanks is a cerebral character. He hits incredibly hard, and the combination of him and the Super Sugo Fest Uta works very, very nicely. And then, obviously, you have this free-to-play Uta as well, who's going to work nicely as she is a quick unit, so the synergy with Shanks and his daughter, it just works out very, very nice. On the final stage, against Uta, she has 4 turns of damage reduction and threshold. She doesn't let you use an orb boost, gives you chain coefficient reduction, and lowers your attack when you're below a certain chain threshold. So make sure to bring either a chain locker or a chain booster or something like that, and that's why Shanks works so incredibly well. Shanks is going to rotate all the block and the bomb mobs that she inflicts on you as well. You can then get the super tandem because of Uta and Luffy. With Brook, we can remove the damage reduction and threshold effects, and then we actually have the super type as well, which I totally forgot to use on this particular run. So, funny enough, like, I think I was at work today when I was doing this, so that wasn't a great showing of this particular team, but it shows, like, how much damage it has, even when you don't, like, activate Shanks' actual, like, main gimmick. So, funny enough, it still does the trick. It does so much damage, and it just works like an absolute dreamboat. So, let's move on to the next team now. Okie dokie, so the final team before the big old Wayland team looks a little bit like this. That's the team. Those are the sports. Let's dive in. Now, once you've done the, like, 20 stamina enough times and you've picked up enough copies of Uta, you can actually put her on the team. So if you're missing the Super Sugo Fest Uta, you can use this Uta to get yourself some more drops. Now, with Bullet and getting his new level Limit Break, I really wanted to showcase this man. Like, his level Limit Break is so interesting to me. Mine's at level 150 and Limit Break expanded. So I thought, hey, we're repping the Papi strat in the early part of the video. Let's rep his favorite legend as well and showcase what this man can actually do. We're hybriding him up with Shanks for more drops, and this whole team is actually boosted. You have the 75% chance to drops with Shiki and Uta, and then the 50% with Luffy and Brook. Now, Brook, obviously, he's pretty much irreplaceable on this particular team. The rest of the team, obviously besides Bullet, is kind of free to play, but if you have your Shiki at level Limit Break 5, you could probably use Shiki as your captain here as well, and then sort of replace Bullet on the team with another attack booster or something like that. But as I mentioned, there's not a lot of other boosters that can actually remove the damage reduction and threshold. So hopefully you guys managed to pick up the Brook that came with Uta. He's a phenomenal rare recruit. He's going to see a lot of play moving forward, and he's just very, very good. Now, once I hit this particular stage against Gordon, I totally forgot that he can give you paralysis or despair. I had, like, planted in my head that I was basically just going to deal with the despair. Nevertheless, like, I was always going to have to take a turn here no matter what. I was just playing on the Despair because we had the Pedro support, and then Uta with her double special activation. Make sure if you are running this particular team, you do need your Uta to have double special activation. Otherwise, you will be struggling. However, you can take a turn on Gordon here. Shiki actually removes paralysis, and if you can just, like, attack through the paralysis, you are going to be golden. And I totally forgot that Shiki did that. The plan that I decided to try was, like, attack once, and then have the preemptive remove it. But Shiki can actually remove paralysis, so just be mindful of that. With the Pedro support and the Uta double special activation, you can remove the Despair as well, which works very, very nicely. And it all works out super hunky-dory. Now, I was doing so much damage there, I could have just killed Gordon, and it would have just been fine. And this team would have been no stall. However, like, if you get bad luck with paralysis, you are going to, like, not kill. So I thought I'd showcase it this way. It kind of works out. On the second turn, Gordon is going to put up end-of-turn damage. So don't stress if you don't kill him on the first turn. It's really not that big of a deal. As you kill him on the second turn, you can easily move into the Bluno and Kobe stage, and you're going to be up for good times. They actually give you 10 turns of special ship bind, and I've totally forgot to mention that throughout this entire video. And that's another reason why the Sunny Kun's really, really good for this particular stage. But don't stress, it's not that big of a deal. On this particular stage for this team now, Shiki's going to remove the paralysis. Uta's going to remove the bind, which is great. And Uta actually gives us a chain boost as well, which just allows us to do a little bit more damage here. Once you've used the Shiki special for the orb boost as well, you can actually use Luffy to get an attack boost, and that way you have plenty of damage on this particular stage to take out Bluno. Remember, you actually can't use an orb boost on the final stage, so utilizing a support like Reiju on our Bullet helps out quite a bit because, like, you will trigger an interrupt otherwise. With this particular setup, we have plenty of damage, no issues whatsoever taking out Bluno. Unfortunately, Bullet is not getting the orb buff from Shiki, so that's why I started the chain with him. But as you guys will see there, we had plenty of damage thanks to that chain boost from Uta, and we are pretty much good to go. On the final stage, when we get the 3 specials only, as well as the block orbs, the bomb orbs, all that nasty stuff, chain coefficient reduction, attack down when you blow a certain chain, there's 4 turns of threshold, 4 turns of damage reduction. We basically cover it with 3 specials. We have Brook to remove the defensive effects, we have Shanks to give us a full bottle orbs, color affinity, and then turn Uta into a strength character. And then finally, Bullet is going to be our attack booster. Make sure you have Bullet at level limit break 5 for this team to work. But I did really want to showcase like Bullet in his finest hour. With his new buff, he is insanely powerful. Incredible unit, giving himself base stats. It's going to hit very, very hard. It just works like absolute dream when it comes to actually running Bullet now. He has a viable special, which is great. And under Shanks, giving a 2.25 color affinity as well. Rainbow, as long as you don't have 5 quick units, you can actually give color affinity to Bullet, which means Bullet is actually going to hit incredibly hard. As you guys saw there, Shiki just demolished poor old Uta once he hit, and you're pretty much good from there. So that is the level 5 level limit break Bullet team. Really, really fun team. I really enjoyed running it. But let's move on to that big old Wayland team now and check out what Shanks can do. Alright, so in the words of the great man Rizzy, if it shines, thou shall use it. And in today's video, or the end of today's video, we're just rocking double Shanks, Beckman on the team, and the 3 new rare recruits. With this particular team, you just cruise. It's like cruise control. Obviously, when you're rocking a team that's literally built for the event, like, I don't really have to talk about it too much. But I did, like I said, I did want to include it in the video just because of the whole, like, stuff that's happened with Shanks. I really want to give this man as much screen time as possible. Like, I'm starting to sort of get over my depression cycle after hearing the news that Shanks doesn't go through for full immunity and we read him wrong and all that fun stuff. But after today's summons, picking him up in our multis, make sure to go check them out, link in the description, as well as probably doing more multis tomorrow actually, because I still kind of want to rainbow this man just because, like, I would love to do some content on a level 5 super tandem limit break expanded Shanks. I think that'd be really cool despite all this drama, despite all this like nonsense. And yeah, so Gordon, he actually takes care of the Gordon stage. Funny enough, he removes 5 turns of paralysis or 5 turns of despair. Gives us some base stats there, and it's just a lot of damage to actually take that stage out. Easy peasy. On stage 4, Sunny-kun can remove the ship bind. He also gives us a full border orbs. Kobe and Bluno are going to remove the bind, and then we can use the Ben Beckman and Lucky Roo special to give us an orb boost that we carry into the next stage, as well as a chain boundary effect for 3 turns. So then from there, like, you can just watch how, like, I used the super type of Shanks to change Bluno and Kobe into a strength unit. And when Shanks can actually work and Shanks' ability will be active, and you can do these kinds of shenanigans like you see right here, Shanks is going to be incredibly powerful. There's no doubt about that. However, full immunity is so prevalent in the game, it's kind of like normal attacks only, right? Like, Bullet, V2 Katakuri, V2 Doflamingo, when they first came out, they were just running riot. But then they just decided, hey, we'll just add normal attacks only. At least they gave them that little bit of time in the sun. Shanks didn't even get that, unfortunately. But there you guys go. That was the double Shanks team. taking down the new UTA event. And that's going to wrap up the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there and belt that like button for me if you're new to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button. And most importantly, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I will catch you all tomorrow when we summon more, but in the next one. Later!